Hello again, Uncle Mike here. Would you like to read a book with me? Today we're going to read My Dad is in the Army by Peter Kohl. Is your dad in the Army? Or do you have any friends whose dad is in the Army? Let me know. You know, I was in the Army long time ago. Here's a picture of me when I joined the Army. I know what it's like to move around. I was in Alabama, Alaska, and Colorado, where I eventually made it my home. If you look at a map, you would see that those locations are very far from each other. So let's learn what it's like for kids like you to have a dad in the Army. My Dad is in the Army by Peter Kohl. My Dad the Hero. The United States military has 5 branches. Thousands of men and women serve in each branch. My dad serves in the United States Army. He's dedicated his life to protecting our country. My dad is one of the bravest people I know. My dad joined the Army before I was born. He has defended our country all over the world and at home too. It's not always easy having a dad in the Army, but I know his job is important. A lot of people have jobs just like my dad's. Let's find out more about them. My dad is sometimes gone for weeks at a time. It's nice when he comes home. Life on an Army base. Since my dad's full-time job is working for the Army, it affects my whole family's life. It determines where we live and how often we get to see him. We live in a house on an Army base. The Army base is where soldiers train and equipment is held. My neighborhood is full of kids whose moms and dads are in the Army. We go to school in the town closest to the Army base, and our base has its own library. It feels a lot like a regular neighborhood. The only difference is we live around a lot of military families. It's nice living on an Army base because my friends know what it's like to have a parent in the Army. They know what I mean when I say I'm proud of my dad or when I say I miss him. Aww. All about deployment. My dad is my hero because he's dedicated his life to serving and protecting our country. I'm really proud of him for being an Army officer, but some parts of it are hard. One of the hardest parts is when he's deployed. Deployment is when the Army sends my dad on a mission away from home. Deployment can last just a few months, but sometimes it could last more than a year. We don't get to talk to him much, and sometimes we worry if he's safe. A lot of military families think deployment is the hardest part of the job. Military matters. If your parent is deployed, it's okay to feel sad, mad, or lonely. Talking about it with your family or a trusted adult can help you feel better. When my dad is deployed, my mom and I send him care packages. We write him letters and send him pictures and other stuff from home. We also keep a calendar that says when my dad is coming back. I love crossing off the days. Life for Army families. If you don't have a parent in the military, you may wonder what it's like. We're just like any other family, except my dad has to go away sometimes. When he comes back from being deployed, we do normal things such as eat dinner together, watch movies, and hang out. It makes me really happy when my dad comes home. Moving is a big part of being in the Army family. Sometimes my dad's job sends him to different states, and we have to go with him. It's hard leaving behind my friends, but I know my dad's job is really important. Army families are used to moving to different places. It can be sad, but it can be fun too. It's a great way to meet new people and see different parts of our country. Supporting my dad. Army soldiers and officers usually serve between 2 and 6 years, but they can re-enlist if they want to stay in the Army longer. My dad plans to stay with the Army for as long as he can. He feels it is his job to serve and protect our country, and my family supports him. Servicemen and servicewomen in every military branch make a lot of sacrifices for our country. Their families make sacrifices too. It's not always easy, but we understand why it's important. I'm proud of my dad for serving in the U.S. Army. He will always be my hero. The end. Wow, what a great book. What did you think? If you have a dad in the Army, does this sound like the kinds of things that you go through? And this is only one book in a whole series of books. There's one called My Aunt is in the Army Reserve, my brother is in the Marine Corps, my cousin is in the National Guard, my mom is in the Navy, my sister is in the Coast Guard, and my uncle is in the Air Force. Alright, that's it for today. Keep reading, and I'll see you next time.